Hey guys, this is John Gene Angel. I'm bringing you a little podcast today, really just a little video, where I'm going to kind of chronicle the lifting of a Trident maple tree out of my growing bed, cleaning up the roots, doing some root work on it, trimming the branches, cutting it completely back, and then eventually it'll go back into the growing bed once it's all finished. So here's the tree. Let's take a little closer look. Obviously has two trunks. I don't like this trunk. It's got a big ugly scar. It's got some reverse taper. I didn't think I originally liked this trunk, but it's grown on me. I really like the musculature in it, and what I'd like to do is make a tall tree. Um, and I think I'm gonna try to make it about yay tall. Should end up maybe 30 inches tall, where I'll make the trunk chop. Ultimately, hopefully making a tree in the 36-inch tall range above the pot. Um, the trunk doesn't have a huge amount of taper, but it's got a great root base. You'll see that in a minute. And it's something a little different. Obviously, I could cut it off short, and I could make a short, fat sumo tree, no problem, but I'm trying something different. Alright, here's a close-up of the roots. This is just as it came out of the ground. I used a sharp shovel to chop off the roots. You can see all the fine feeder roots. The wagon that this tree's on is just over 3 feet long, if that'll give you some idea of how big this tree is. This branch is 2 years, 2 seasons growth, untrimmed for 2 seasons. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to blast it with a water hose, and I'm going to try to clean off all of the dirt, get a better look at the roots, and then I'll make decisions from there. Also use the hose it off on the bottom, try to get rid of all that dirt. You can see all those nice fine roots. Tridents are really good because they grow roots like crazy. You can cut them back really hard and they just bounce right back from it. After the washing, there's still some soil in there, but it's time to start working more on the roots, the actual surface roots. I'll trim them back hard. You can see here, a little more aerial view, I do have a couple of crossed roots, and I'll show you how I deal with those in a minute. I use my saw to basically cut the root ball in half. Then I clean it out with the water hose again. Now I'm actually working on some of the surface roots. You can see I just used my fine saw to cut this. I haven't removed the cut piece yet, but the cut was right here. You can see this root coming out. It was going to be too long and it ended up coming up, so I need to cut it back there. When I put this back in the ground, the soil level will be much further up on the tree, so this will be under the soil and should sprout new roots no problem. It's already got a bunch of fine feeder roots on it. Another kind of look at it, kind of step back, and you can see I'll need to do something with this root as well. Actually, I'll do something with all of the roots. Also across the bottom, any roots that were really coming down would prevent the tree eventually from being in a shallow pot, I cut off. And there is what it looks like when I'm finished. So these roots have been trimmed with either a saw or my concave pruners, and they are ready to go back into the ground. Here's where I straightened out some of the roots. Those were the crossed roots you saw in the earlier picture. I just used some of the rubberized tape and pulled those roots till they were together and not crossed anymore, and put the tape around it to hold it in place. Another picture there. Alright, now that it's nice and flat, when I plant it back in the ground, I'm going to put a tile underneath it so that I can discourage root growth from going straight down. I really hope that I can strongly encourage, I missed the picture I was looking for, this nice beginning of this nice radial spread. I'd really like to see this continue out, these roots fill in, so I'll keep this tree buried to let these roots continue to develop. I think once you unbury them, the root development slows way down, so I'll keep it very deep. Anyhow, I hope that was informative, and I hope maybe you'll come back and join me for another video at another time. Have a great day. Thanks.